Everybody wants a bright white smile. Some of us just want it more than others. First, there's you. You take care of your teeth, brush them twice a day, up like the sun, down like the rain, back and forth like a choo-choo train. I like that. But then there are your kids. They're not always so hot on oral hygiene, but it's up to you to teach them. That's why we brought in a dentist from Biscayne Dental Group, Dr. Julio Hernandez, to share with us some oral care tips for your kids. And we're talking to Jim Duffer from the Do More Oral Care Company about how the toothbrush you buy your kids can make worlds of a difference in their lives. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
All right, doctor, let's start with you.
Yeah.
You know, I struggle with my children in terms of, having them brush their teeth correctly. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. I do it for them. But you have great tips on how they should do it. 3 tips. What are they?
First, you got to make it fun. I mean, you got to buy kids toothbrushes that are in fun colors and toothpaste that tastes good to them. Because if they don't like it, they're not going to do it. Basically,
I do that. Okay.
Make it a habit. Do it every day. You start good habits early with your kids, and that's gonna take them on to the rest of their life. And be a good example. If you're going to do it, your kids are usually going to follow. Be an example for your kids because they usually do and say what their parents do. So.
And I try to be a good example. I actually tell my children, I don't have any cavities. Mommy still doesn't have any cavities, and I don't want you to have any. Now, is twice a day still the general rule, doctor?
It is. It's twice a day is really the best rule of thumb. At night before you go to sleep is really the most important time to brush because you don't produce a lot of saliva. So you want to keep your teeth as clean as possible because the saliva is really what protects you from the cavity. So at night before you go to sleep is the most important, but twice a day is usually a good rule of thumb.
Now, I got to tell you, I was watching the other day Dr. Oz, and I was a little grossed out. He was talking about how toothbrushes harbor all these germs. Oh, gosh, and I really try to clean our toothbrushes. Is it true that just by leaving it on the counter, tell me?
You have no idea. Toothbrushes are disgusting. They are full of bacteria, and especially when you leave the toothbrush on the bathroom counter and when it's next to the toothbrush. Toothbrushes have been found to harbor E. coli and all kinds of disgusting bacteria. So you really have to do something more than just brush the toothbrush under warm water. That really doesn't work.
So Jim, this is where you come in.
Yes.
You have designed a great toothbrush. It's called the Do More toothbrush. Tell us about it and why it's so great.
Well, we want to make the healthiest toothbrush you can. We have antibacterial bristles. And it came, the idea, the Romans centuries ago lined their water kegs with silver. And they did that because they discovered when it was lined with silver, the water didn't go bad. So with the nanotechnology, we've injected the silver into the bristles. Our bristles are 99.9% effective against staph, strep, E. coli, and all the other crud that comes out of the bathroom or whatever.
Wow. So how does this compare, let's say, to another toothbrush that I would buy at, the local supermarket or at a big discount store for, let's say, $1?
Well, the cost is about the only way it compares, and it has a handle. These are biodegradable. They are made in the USA, and the antibacterial bristles.
And that makes a big difference.
Yes,
Normally, you don't see anything that says made in the USA.
Exactly correct. You would think that some names are made in the USA. If you look closely, they're made everywhere in the world except here. Very, very few toothbrushes are made in the USA. And
I believe you even had an issue, if you will, with a big chain company.
Yes, I did. We had a meeting, and they stated that they felt that their consumers didn't care if it was made in the USA or if it was biodegradable. But I do, and I think most of the Americans want a made in the USA toothbrush and something that's biodegradable, plus the antibacterial bristles.
Well, I got to tell you, when it says made in the USA, I take pride in that, I'll be honest. But I take more pride in knowing that this is going to make a difference. Doctor, what do you think? I mean, you've never used this.
I've never used it, but I think the concept is amazing, and I can't imagine that somebody didn't think of this earlier. I mean, it takes a small company to come up with a really fantastic idea.
So, Jim, where do you get one of these toothbrushes?
Well, no retail outlet has them. I've got out of the box, and we're only going to distribute them through, like the Scouts, for fundraising, or from schools, church groups, whatever. All the money and the profit that the retailers and the foreign factories made, we're going to redirect that to the youth of the country.
So help me understand how it works, because my children love to do stuff at church.
Yes.
And they'll sell donuts, they'll do fundraising events. How would it work for them if I wanted them to get involved with this toothbrush?
All right, we recommend they sell them for $2 to be precise. Okay, we sell it to the fundraiser, the scouts, or the church for 80 cents. They make 60% profit. That's $1.20 a toothbrush or for a bag of flossers. You cannot buy an average toothbrush that costs $3.25 in the store. So they're actually saving money. Times are tough. The economy's tough. Some people don't have jobs, but if you brush your teeth, you got to brush your teeth. So you save money, you help the organization that you want to help, and you don't have to buy the things you really don't want or need, candy, popcorn, or other things. That's all they had to sell. This is a new opportunity, and they are really jumping on it.
Thank you, Jim. Great information. I really appreciate it. And everything you're doing as well. Doctor, thank you for all those details you gave us about germs. And for our viewers at home, to find out more about these toothbrushes and flossers and about getting a fundraiser started, visit Do More Inc. That's domore with a U.com.